Dwayne at RealFixesRealFast.com. Today we're working on a 2000 Ford 5.4 engine, and the problem is it blew out a spark plug. Now this is a pretty common occurrence. You're going to see it quite often. Before the process, we'd always have to remove the spark plug, drill it out, tap it, put in an insert, and that was a more difficult process. Dorman is coming out with a new product now that has made this job much simpler. It's a cylinder head repair kit. It basically comes with an insert, a new boot, and a spark plug. Now here's the three pieces to this kit. You can see the insert. It's threaded and it has cuts so that it'll actually cut into it. We put a little red Loctite on that, screw that down the hole so you don't have to actually drill out the hole. Then in here, your spark plug goes in here. Now a normal spark plug would go in there, but you can see that it actually, because of this style of insert, it's not going to put the spark down into the cylinder. That's why they include a new spark plug, much like a glow plug, that will actually thread down in there, and then it'll put the spark, once it's threaded down, all the way down into the cylinder. But because the spark plug is taller, now they send you a new boot, which is a shorter boot, because when you get a new coil, you can see the boot is too long. So you have the threaded insert, the longer spark plug, and a shorter boot. Most of the time it's going to break this little ear off, so you have to replace the coil. In our case, it didn't break the ear off, but it tore up the boot as all the compression was coming out the hole. So we're still going to have to replace the coil. Now you can see down the spark plug hole where it's blown out the spark plug, but it's nice and round. This will only work if that's round. If for some reason it's wallered out and uneven, then you're actually going to have to drill it and re-tap it. But since ours is round, we're ready to go. Take a blowgun that has a real long neck to it, stick it down the hole all the way until it touches the piston. What we want to do is blow out any kind of potential shavings that are in there. We're going to put a little Loctite on here. Then we have a 17 socket that will slip over that nice and easy, and we put it down into the hole. Now we need to get this down the hole, and it's recessed, so take you just a little piece of hose, stick it inside there, not very tight, and then you can thread that down into the hole. And you can just kind of get it started. Now we take our 17 socket on a long extension, put it down the hole and wiggle it till it goes over that insert. And then we're ready to put some downward pressure onto it and thread it in. You want to thread it in till it bottoms out, and then pull your extension out. Now when that insert was going down in there, it's possible it could have made some small metal shavings in there. So we need to stick this down in there again and blow it out some more. Now as you look down the hole, you can see the insert is in place, ready for the spark plug. Now this new spark plug, in addition to being longer, has a small diameter head. It's actually a 14. But if you take the spark plug that should go in there, you can see it's not going to go over it. so you need a smaller socket to get the spark plug in it. Be sure and put a little anti-seize on the spark plug, smear it around so that it won't seize to the inside of the insert. Get your spark plug ready to go, and you simply put it down in the insert. Thread it in by hand till it's snug. Now when you order a coil, usually it comes with this boot, so take the long boot off. Once you take your coil out, you've got to remove the spring because the shorter one already has a spring in it. Maybe a little tricky, but this bottom of this coil spring is attached to that pin that's in there. Once you get that out, then we can just put this in over that again. So we replace the big boot with the small boot. Then you just need to rotate this around. As you can see, it's got an angle to it. Just spin it around until your bolt hold-down bolt is in the right place. Take a little dielectric grease, put it on the inside. Just need a little bit in there. And put the coil back in. Put the little bolt in to hold it down. Put the connector back on. And we should be ready to go. We can't fire it up yet because we've got a mass airflow in here that needs to be hooked back up. But you can see that's much simpler than having to drill and tap and rethread the old style. So thanks to Dorman, who's created this little helper for us, a new cylinder head repair kit, we can get this job done a whole lot easier. Now it's true, if you had to do number 2, 3, or 4 especially, it'd be much more difficult to get your tools back in there. This one happened to be easy because it was the front. But it's the same process no matter which one you're on. Nice and quiet.